when you get caught in like internet drama, if you're not the one perpetrating the drama, it's great because you just kind of get to like bask in
free ride, yeah.
Right. But if you're a part of the drama, it just sucks. It's not fun.
It's a Mike's Harder Lemonade green apple. It's twice as alcoholic. It's 8%. It's like the saying, which is comes up in my life a lot. A drunk person speaks a sober mind. Generally, the things that somebody says when they're like hammered are true. It's like I've never gotten the white privilege check, the white mail. I've never gotten a check in the mail for that. I was in an upper middle class family, but I would still go dumpster diving. A couple of my friends got some epic intestinal worms. But I mean, I grew out of all of that. And I grew into the well-adjusted human you see now before you. With the feminists, it's the same thing. Where they basically have this thing now where they have TERFs. Yeah. Where they're like, J.K. Rowling, a traditional feminist, someone that I used to call like a leftoid, that I wouldn't like, is now like based. Why? Because she says, you know, a uterus is kind of a thing. I'm sure I wore my mom's shoes too when I was young. A little bit of lipstick. That doesn't mean I should chop my schlong off. Herbert Lopper says, Sydney, I've been invited to a wedding with a transgender that the groom is wearing a dress. How can I get you guys the full details for future use in videos? It's going to be a circus.
Email us.
Yeah. Pictures, please.
Yeah, send us emails. Or, I mean, you can always DM. That's always fine, too. But email.
My DMs are closed. I'd get too many dick pics.
Do you? Oh.
Just loads of them. And they're not great, either. They're not great. They're like flaccid. They're like lazy.
Do you really get dick pics? There's always like 3 different ways that men take those as well. And they're always, it's sort of like they're like having to.
You can tell they're like using a macro lens and they're like zoomed in. I'm like, I'll like put a dollar bill next to it and I'll tell you if it looks good or not. Girl, have you ever peed in a trough where there's like dongs on the left of you and to the right? You can see them both.
You don't have to look
in an open river.
You don't have to look at them.
You have to look. It's a respect thing. I guess I can only speak of, you know, to my experience. If there's a guy who is like supremely hung, you would like rib him about it. You know what I mean? Versus like be jealous. You'd be like, hey, easy. Don't point that thing at me. You know, a lot of times, if I remember high school, the guys who were packing were almost always the awkward weirdos that didn't have a girlfriend. The popular guys were like, you know, rocking with very little.
But yeah, it is definitely interesting that you say all of this. And the other thing as well is that, and this is very shallow, and I freely admit this, and you know, who am I to be judging people's physical appearances? But none of them got any cuter. There was boys that I went to school with.
They got fat.
Who were like
bald. I think I'm a pretty attractive guy. My current channel base is 4% women. I think I could push that to 6 if I do more shorts.
Your female viewership is what?
4%, 3.7%.
Shut up. No, it's not.
It is. It's that low. Oh my God. What? I love women. I don't know why they don't. What?
Shout out to the 4 women who watch your content.
Here's women privilege. Let me tell you this. If you're a woman who watches my channel, you get whatever you want. Like Kayla the mod's like, hey, can I be your mod? I'm like, a girl? Yeah, sure. I like that when women wear dresses. That pleases me.
You know, but you know,
I think you mock my demographic. I bet you're not over 10% female.
Oh no, I have 30% female viewership.
What?
Yep.
I'm trying to up my female demographics. Most of our conversations are you saying, man, I really want to put a bunch of work into things. And I'm like, Sid, whore yourself out.
Sometimes you even just text me tits.
Maybe this is something that guys and girls can come together on.
Yeah.
So when I know, like, let's say I go to like a fair or a festival or something like that, right? I take Imodium before I go.
What's that?
It's like for diarrhea. So it like.
Oh, you do not, dude. What is happening? This is devolving.
Fellas, come on. You're thinking about it right now. You're thinking like,
no.
Maybe I should take some Imodium so I definitely don't have to number 2. And then you're living the best life until you get, you know, you're constipated from that.
This is not information that I needed.
It's called a life hack, Sydney. Okay,
it just confirms for me that men are revolting.
Also, I've done the weighing on the toilet bowl. Time to get the sander. Yes, exactly. That's how I feel. I want to go home and find like some high grit sandpaper and just take that layer of skin off. Bushu and Ryu says, Jared, just where it depends, you'll be fine. That's also something I've considered. But I figured, like, just having the gut pain of dealing with constipation is better than, like, wearing a dirty diaper. But I have done the math in my head.